Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, Rapunzel. Hey, ladies. Hey, hey, hey. My name is Chas Nicole. I am the mental wealth coach. Um, I do what I do because it's what I love to do. So, what better thing to do in life is to do what you love? And for a while, I would do what I love and stop, and do what I love and stop, and beat myself up about it and stop, do it and stop, do it and stop. And so you reach a certain point in your life where God just says, go, go without anxiety, go without worrying about what people think about you. Go and be yourself. And when you start to let go and let God, and He continues to build these special gifts inside of you, and we all hold gifts. You have a gift. I have a gift. We have gifts. If we stop focusing so much on what we can't do and focus on what you can do, and you have some special things about you, but you're going to have to be willing to take that journey. And you may put it down, but you pick it back up. And then you may put it down and you pick it back up. But what I love is to help women rise above depression, loneliness, and overthinking. And I know that some of us, we struggle with organizing our thoughts and creating these strategies. And we just get to a very low place in our life where we can't even think straight. Are you tired of masking being that strong wife, that strong mother, that strong friend? Are you at that point in your life? And are you desperate for answers? You continue to ask yourself, what am I missing? What can I do differently? So that when I get to those low points, I know how to pick myself back up again. And so that is my mission, is to help you become aware of what you're thinking about, how you feel, being honest with the rubble and the rubbish that's in your closet. That thing that you put down for so long, that thing that you don't want to talk about, that thing that's holding you back. Yeah, that thing. We're going to have to wake that thing up. Okay. So that is why I am here. That is why I do what I do. That is what drives my passion. And I'm here to help you find what your purpose is. Because when you're living life in purpose, it's like you're living life in full color. Ask yourself, why can't I have that? If the Bible teaches us that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, why can't I have those things? So you're going to pursue it. But in pursuing, we have to do the work, which brings me to my message today. And my message today is about triggers. Identifying personal triggers in your life. And if you can identify those personal triggers, you can then recognize the emotional patterns that you're going through. And then I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to give you a little razzle dazzle. I'm going to leave you with a little something that you can start implementing in your life today. You have to begin to help yourself. But let's talk about those triggers, because when you can identify what is going on in your mind when it's triggered, when you can start identifying what is going on in your mind when you are triggered, then you're able to stop it, tell it where to go. And it's like almost as if you're remapping it, right? Like you are in control of your destiny. So if you constantly have these negative thoughts that come in your mind and you are triggered by them, which a lot of times we are triggered by our past. So something that has happened in your past has placed you in a zone where you need to react. So let's first define triggers. And so when I looked up the word triggers on Google, it says a trigger is a person, place, thing, or situation that causes a strong emotional or a psychological reaction. Triggers can be caused by past trauma, significant amount of stress, and deeply integrating physical issues. Okay. So with that being said, when you are triggered by a person, let's just say you are in a current relationship, and in your current relationship, this person may get in your face. And when you were a child, your father got in your face and maybe he beat you. And this is just an example. Maybe your father beat you and got in your face and screamed and spit in your face. And that really traumatized you as a kid. So as an adult and you are in a relationship, you're in a marriage with your significant other or whatever, and they get in your face and you feel the spit, you feel the spit in your face. It reminded you of what your dad did or whoever raised you. And then that causes you to react in a very negative way, because pretty much our mind, our brain is trying to protect us. So when we come across these past traumas, we feel that we're not protected and we're instantly trying to protect ourselves. So you must first identify what is causing these triggers, and you'll know. And the first thing that you can identify with a trigger is a feeling, and it's going to be a bad one. And then that feeling is going to be followed with a thought, and it's going to tell you what to do next. And then that thought can very well transfer into an emotion. And now it could turn into panic attacks. Panic attacks is, because I had panic attacks. Panic attacks is where your heart will start beating really fast. You think that you're having a heart attack, but you're really not. You're just panicking. Fight, flight, or freeze. So in order for you to identify those triggers, you're going to have to get very clear with your past traumas and trying to remember the things that you may have swept under the rug. And it is causing you to live your life today as a hermit, as a person that can't get along and develop new relationships, as a person that does not have many friends, as a person that feels alone. You may be in a room full of people, but you still feel alone because of your past traumas that has triggered you. So you have to identify that. And then secondly, we also talked about recognizing your emotional patterns. That pattern. Remember, we talked about what dad did, and now you're in your current relationship, and now what your spouse does, it triggers you in a negative way, and you respond in a negative way because you're trying to protect yourself. Is that you? So let me give you some tips on when you have triggers, just different things you can do when you have triggers. You need to first rationalize with yourself. Rationalize, which means, you need to first pause. And if you have something to write with, write this down, because I am giving nuggets today. Okay. So you have to first pause, then you go to breath, and then you go to thinking. So when that trigger happens, you need to first just pause. Secondly, breathe. The proper way of breathing is to inhale in for about 5-6 seconds. You start from the pit of your belly and you breathe all the way in. And then when you get up here, you're going to hold it for 3 seconds and then you're going to let it all the way out. So you're going to, and it's going to happen really fast because remember, you are in stress right now and you are trying to relieve that stress. So you pause, you breathe in, you breathe out. And now, thirdly, you think. And this is where the rationalizing starts to come in. You'll start to think like, okay, so if I'm thinking to myself, because Chas is always in her head, okay? So I have to think for myself. And I encourage you to think for yourself. So Chas is in her head and she's saying, okay, Chas, like, so this feeling that you're feeling right now, where is this coming from? Okay, so, maybe he didn't mean it like that, or not to give him an excuse, but really understanding, like, think about what I'm thinking about and feeling what I'm feeling. I need to put all of this in order before I react. And because a lot of things that you think you're going to say, and you may say hurtful things to people in your life today, and they had nothing to do with that past trauma. They wasn't even there, sis. You didn't include them, and they wasn't even there. They actually loved you. They're actually here for you. But you keep going off of your past traumas. You're getting triggered, and you don't know what to do with it. So that first tip is rationalize with yourself. Again, write this down. You're going to pause, you're going to breathe, and then you're going to think. Okay. The second tip I have for you today is create a list of positive affirmations. Okay. So you hear affirmations all the time. They work, they do, because pretty much affirmations, you like talking to yourself. Like you like building your shit up. You like saying, hey, I'm the bee's knees in these streets. Like I'm a force to be reckoned with. Like I'm here and I'm here for a reason. Like you're giving those affirmations to yourself. And so understand your mouth and the vibrations that come out of your mouth, they go right back into your ears. So you are the first person that can connect with yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is good. You are the first person that can connect with yourself. So why not do affirmations? Why not talk back to yourself? You also have your eyes. So it's okay to grab a mirror and put that mirror in front of your face and talk back to yourself, because guess what? Your eyes are seeing you. You are connecting with you. You are the closest thing to you on this earth. Why not use affirmations? So let's define affirmations. Let me see if I have it up. Let's see. Affirmations. Okay, hold on. I thought I had it pulled up. Let's define affirmations, y'all. So Google says affirmations are positive statements or phrases that can help you challenge negative thoughts and build self-confidence. So believe it or not, when you are talking back to yourself, when you are hearing yourself talk about yourself, speak to yourself positive, believe it or not, it is getting in your mind. You are reprogramming your mind to believe that you are all of that in a bag of chips. You are reprogramming your mind so where that negative self-talk is going to take a back step. That negative self-talk is going to go to the back. It's still there. It's still in your subconscious mind, but we want to bring it forward to the conscious mind. And the best thing for you to do to bring it to your conscious mind is start to talk back to yourself, start to give yourself those nuggets. Don't wait on someone to do something that you can do right now. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of my affirmations, things that I say to myself, and I'm serious about it. And I do this every day. Okay. And write this down. What about, I love you? I love me. Number 2, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Number 3, I appreciate you. Oh, Uh, I appreciate you. Yeah, you. I appreciate you. And you're looking at yourself. And when you say, I appreciate you, it's going right back into what? Your ears. I appreciate you. You got this. You got this. And then it starts to go right back into your ears. And you start to remember the things that you're telling yourself because you are the most closest thing to you. The next one, I am here for you. Imagine if you're telling yourself every day and you're looking at yourself in that mirror and you're saying, I am here for you. And then when you say that I'm here for you, go ahead and touch yourself. Remember to touch yourself because guess what? You want to begin to use the senses that God gave you for you to follow back up with you. Touch yourself because see, when you touch yourself, you get that feeling of comfort. Comfort yourself and say, I am here for you and really mean it. And if you don't mean it, keep doing it until you do. Because anything that's repetitious, your mind will remember to keep doing it again. Always know that your mind is like a camera. It is recording everything that you do. And if you continue to be repetitive on these positive affirmations, you'll remember them. So when the negative talk comes in your mind, you'll remember the positive and you can then replace it. But making sure that you create those positive affirmations so that when you are triggered, you have a way out. So that's why tip number 2 is the positive affirmations so that you have another way. Okay. There's always another way to go. And I wanted to share with y'all my story of triggers. Okay. You know, I will always be the first to go because, see, I'm not holding on to no business. Okay. All that private stuff that y'all have going on, I'm not holding on to mine. The reason why I'm not holding on to it is because I need my story to get out. I need my story to be heard because it can help the next sis be okay with her story. How do we expect to heal when we're not identifying our triggers and we can't talk about it? Like, what are you doing? Like, let's talk about it. So, before I get into my story, y'all, I do want to tell y'all to click the link in my bio or go to chastnicole.com and sign up for my free productivity journal and schedule. It will help you organize your thoughts. It will also help you get a productive schedule going, a schedule that works. And it will also help you start to think better. And then once a week, we're going to hop on an intimate Zoom live. And I'm going to go over this journal and schedule with you. And we're going to dissect it. And we're going to talk about it. We'll have Q&As. And then also, I just want to be your support system. So get yourself some support. But I definitely feel like that this productivity journal and schedule is what you need in your life right now to start brain dumping. And brain dumping is a part of journaling. Start creating a schedule for yourself. Figure out what's going on in your life that's not working, what's working, and start plugging in more things to help you throughout your day. So again, go to chastnicole.com, click on my products, and then it'll take you to that free downloadable journal and schedule, or you can just click the link in my bio, okay? So back on triggers, I do want to say my story, right? So let me tell you a time, it was years ago, and it was a trigger for me. So one day, my husband and I was driving down the freeway. Some kind of way, we got into a huge argument, right? And my husband's name is Marvin. And so Marvin got really mad at me, right? And he doesn't get mad often, right? I'm the one with the angry issues, okay? But for him, he's just a laid back kind of guy. But this particular day, I had to peed him off. And so we're going down Highway 30 and he's going fast at this point. I mean, he's going really fast. And then there was an exit coming, and he hurried up and exit off of the freeway. Now, Marvin didn't know of this childhood trauma, and this just tells you how you could be living today with somebody that you love. You get triggered, and then something bad happens based on something that happened to you in your past, some stuff that you ain't dealt with, some stuff that you couldn't identify. So you were just triggered. Okay. So then he veers off the highway really fast, and then automatically my mind wasn't prepared for it. I started to think back when I was a teenager and I was driving in the car with my mom and her boyfriend. And her boyfriend decided that he wanted to scare the heebie jeebies out of her with her children in the back. And so he started to do 100 miles per hour down the freeway. And there was this man that had a stalled car on the side of the road. And he must have took that car and he veered that car off like he was going to hit the man. And when he did that, me and my siblings was just in the back of the car. We're saying, and we're just traumatized. We thought that he was going to hit the man. We thought we were going to fall down in the ditch. We didn't know. We're just kids, right? And so fast forward into my marriage, when my husband he was going really fast and he veered off the exit, I then was triggered. And I just needed to get out that car. Like my first reaction was just to get the hell out the car. And so I started to try to open up the door, but just so happened the door was locked, but your girl was trying to hop out. Like I was about to get the hell about that car because it had triggered me. And then when Marvin saw that I was scared, he slowed down. And we kind of talked about it later on that night, like what had happened to me in the past and what happened to me that day, because he didn't know. A lot of times your loved ones, they don't know your backlog. They don't know your history, but you do. So again, that's just my trigger story. Like y'all say, them triggers are real. Okay. So just make sure that you're taking care of yourself, man. Like in this day and time, this world is so corrupt. People are just all over the place, not caring about the next person, not giving love because they weren't shown love. It is just so much hate out there. I always try to bring the good energy to you. I always want to give back to you. And that's why I highly encourage you to join my community. Get in my community, get on the email list. And so that you will be a part of a community that really cares. The community, not only do I care, but I want to bring things to you that work. I want to bring something that's tangible and try to help you, because at the end of the day, you have to help yourself. But I want to bring you information that can get you started. And we can continue to support you in your mental health issues that you may have. Depression is real. Sadness, loneliness, failed relationships, dealing with this childhood trauma or your current trauma, dealing with the people in your life, the distractions that's going on, the triggers that you have that makes you have this negative feeling. Where do I start with that? What am I missing? What can I do differently so when I get to those low points, I know how to pick myself back up? And if this is you, I need for you to really, really think about going into journaling. Do you know the proper way of journaling? If not, know that I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere because this excites me. This excites me. Because when I was falling out with those dang on panic attacks, when I was in that heavy depression, when I was having those racing thoughts and did not know what to do with them, when I was at my lowest to the low as you can go, When I was asking everybody to help me, but nobody had answers but God. To go find Jesus, y'all. To go find Jesus. Because I was at rock bottom. There was no picking me up. There's nothing you could have said or done for me. I appreciate it if you tried, but I needed to find Jesus. I needed to find love. I needed to start loving myself. Don't forget about you this time. My name is Chas Nicole. I am the mental wealth coach. I help women rise above the depression, the loneliness, the unhealthy thoughts. And I help you organize those thoughts and create schedules that work. And I help you with tangible actions that you can start doing today, like affirmations, like the other tip, pause, breathe, and think, like meditating, like having a definition for all these words that we use and kind of making sense, and start thinking about what you're thinking about. Like, it's just so much work that we have to do. But understand, I'm imperfect. You're imperfect, but let's be imperfect together, because it will work if you work it. Bye for now, everybody. Share this video. Tell your friends. Go ahead and click that downloadable free productivity journal. Bye, y'all.